I briefly want to mention what you need to do if you want to be a professor in whatever field you are in.
I want to emphasize multiple times, please find your specialty.
Could you please tell me how you felt presenting in front of GSIS SNU juniors today?
Coming back to the GSIS to share my successful academic experience means quite a lot to me.
I always have wanted to become a senior colleague who is reachable and who is accessible. I feel like that dream has come true today.
Could you please give us any words of advice?
In fact, you are privileged to study at SNU GSIS, so please be humble on any occasion. Be ready to take any chances.
Studying is a long journey and often painful. So please remember, okay, you are not alone.
How was today's seminar and what was your favorite part?
The pieces of advice from our sunbaes were very practical.
A lot of the speakers, our sunbae name is coming from the same environment like us. They can give us any insight about the professor and also the pathways that now we are currently into.
I can relate and compare my experience with theirs and think about whether I've been doing well or is there anything that I can do more.
As a researcher, I mainly do research on macroeconomic and markets.
The team that I'm working for is the ODA team.
Could you please tell me how you felt presenting in front of SNU GSIS juniors today?
I feel very privileged to be a part of this wonderful event. Today, I got so much energy from passionate young colleagues.
What do you think the most critical issues or global trends that GSIS students should pay close attention to?
First of all, I think climate change is a very hot topic that students should be aware of. Possible ways of integrating the AI in their interest field would also be something that they should be thinking of.
Could you give us any words of advice as a senior?
Advice that I can give is that they should be able to try to take as many courses, for example, to find what their actual interests and real interests lie in.
You guys are so lucky to have privileged professors. I want you to be more proactive and have dynamic interaction with them during your time in GSIS.
How was today's presentation and what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was to get to see real people working in the field, to get to see what our future could look like. It's really a nice experience.
What did you learn and what was the most memorable part of today's presentation?
I learned that you have to use the opportunities you have now. Sometimes you can be really stressed because of finals, but you can realize that everything is going to be worth it at the end.
When you're planning a project, these are things that I mentioned again during the first lecture.
So you mentioned that we should choose the topic which we can find sources and evidence. So have you encountered a situation which you couldn't find primary sources or evidence after starting your research? And if you have, how did you deal with that?
To the extent you can do something about it is file Freedom of Information Act requests, which I did for the documents that I found that are still classified. You can try to set up interviews with people who were, policymakers at that time who might know something.
How was today's seminar and what was your favorite part?
Actually, I have read his paper before and today he showed us the background of this research project and the source, and he also showed us some issues while doing this project and some limitation of the research. After reading his paper, I can understand deeply about his project.
How did it affect your idea or perception about the career path in academia?
It's definitely a hard path, a difficult path where you have a lot of challenges, but then I am more motivated and excited, especially when I heard about how he found this so-called hole, a really big gap in the literature when he first found this topic. And I think that's the beauty of research. Because of his story, I'm a lot more motivated and excited for the PhD path that I'm trying to take.
Thank you, BK21.